The cheapest way that I know to get 3/4 inch Bessie pipe clamps in New Zealand is to buy them on Amazon. You have to get them here from the US, and that can be problematic. But if you know people that know people, or don't mind paying for shipping, then even with all that thrown in, it still ends up being about half the price or less than you would pay locally. Buying pipe on the cheap is another story. You can buy galvanized pipe at big stores like Bunnings, where it'll cost you about $7 per millimetre. It has some unidentified tapered thread on either end, which seems to work fine in a 3/4 inch Bessie clamp, so it must be NPT or BSP or something like that. But if you want longer ones, well, you'll have to go to lengths to get them, or have deep pockets, and you guys have seen my car and know that I'm at best just 2 corners away from the next breakdown, #no van, so I'm going to have to go to the grumpy steel merchant again. This is black steel pipe. The OD is 27.8 millimeters or 1.05 inches. The ID doesn't really matter for clamps, but the outer is important. I get this for $7 a meter. The only problem is no thread, which coincidentally is the subject of this very video. Hold on a minute, let's slow things down, and let me show you my new toy. This is a ratcheting pipe die or a pipe threading tool set. I also bought it from Amazon where it was the cheapest I could find, which means it's the worst quality in the world for the second lowest price in the world, but the plan was to get threads on a budget, and not just 1 or 2 threads, I want all the threads. The 3/4 inch NPT pipe thread has 14 threads per inch. 14 threads per inch! If I run my pipe die for 2 inches, that's 28 threads and a staggering 56 threads if I keep going for only 4 inches. Threading a pipe is easy if you have a pipe vise. The tool requires a lot of torque to cut the steel, and the vise stops the pipe from spinning and twisting. I don't have one, so I tried to make my own. Yeah, nah, that didn't work. So it turns out there's a lot of force rotating on this pipe, and it just twists in this kind of wooden clamp jaw that I've created here. So I've come up with a solution that I'm going to try, and that is to put a kind of a sacrificial hole in one place on the pipe, and I've drilled through the top block here just to keep the hole aligned when I drill it with the hand drill, and then I'm gonna pin it in place with this old drill bit. Hopefully that'll be enough to stop it from spinning in this jaw here. Yowza. Something broke. When I say something broke, I mean, damn it, my drill bit broke. So I am going to be stuck here with the die wrench on the pipe. If I don't, I guess I'll just have to get another drill bit in there. So I'm going to try this 10mm solid round bar now, and there's no way in hell that this would ever snap. Give it a try, hey? So just comparing to this bought one, I counted the threads, and this one has 8 and my one has 7. I don't really know what the significance is of having less. Well, obviously there's less binding surface, but I don't know if it's really going to matter much. So I'm going to take this one off now and just give it a try on the Bessie clamp. And here we are with a pretty successful first run, I think. I've got this screwed in nicely. It's coming almost all the way through. It's probably using about 3/4 or more of the threads internally here. So it's going to be a real nice, secure fit that's never going to pull out on the threads. And as far as I can tell, she's just all good. So I'm pretty stoked. Turns out the sacrificial hole in the pipe trick kind of works, but I decided it was a dumb idea and turned my attention to my metal vise. Because it only grips along 2 contact surfaces along a short section of the pipe, it isn't enough on its own, but with the homemade wooden jaws and some additional clamps, it ends up being solid as a rock. So interestingly, but not amusingly, the die has broken. These bits of the casting just snapped off, and the tools came loose, and I didn't realize what had happened. So that broke off, came loose, the tool got pushed up, and that had the effect of crushing the pipe here on the end. I was quite near the end of the cut, and I just didn't realize what was going on, and well, it just all turned to custard then. Some other bits of the casting broke off, and so in total I ended up with 3 pieces. The tools seem to be fine still. No damage to the tools. But this die is garbage already. And I only got 4 threads out of it. So I'm not too happy about that, but the experiment was to buy the cheapest thread pipe die set on Amazon. It cost me $50 US, and it set me back a bit to get it shipped here and all that sort of thing, but that's par for the course, living on the other side of the world. And anyway, I have the wrench thing, the ratchet wrench thing. I can look around for replacement dies in this size, 3/4 inch size, from China, and I'm sure I can get them for cheapest chips there with free shipping. And it might work out to be economical to expect these to have a short lifespan, and maybe I'll just go a bit easier on the thing and monitor it for damage, or maybe I won't cut so many threads or something, I don't know. And the big inch and an inch and a quarter. Well, what the heck would I ever do with those? But yeah, so that's what happened, guys. The pipe dream is over.